Hey, why don't you come sit down? Stay a while. Pain is something that's so misconstrued in our heads. And I want to give a few examples to tell you why you're probably thinking about pain the wrong way. Think about when you're sick. When you got a mild temperature, you got a runny nose. It's not very comfortable, it's painful, and you think it's never going to end. Sometimes we can get so caught up in our own heads. We'll be laying in our beds thinking, oh, I'm so miserable, and tomorrow it's going to be the same. And that is the crux of pain. Why do we always think that pain is never going to end? Isn't that so backwards? How many times have we been in pain? Have we had hard relationships, things end? We had to move as kids. There are a million examples. And where are you now? Things may not be perfect, but how many times have you recovered from pain? When I was a kid, I grew a lot. I grew a lot in 1 year, and as a result, I had this thing called Osgood-Schlatter. For all my tall folks, you probably know what that means, but for all of my short kings and queens, that is basically doctor's terms for growing pains in your knees. And the thing is that I thought it was never going to end. My little adolescent brain came to the conclusion that every time I laced up my basketball shoes and I got on the court, it was going to hurt. And my adolescent brain must not have thought that the name growing pains insinuates that when you're growing, it's painful. And my silly little brain didn't think, well, maybe I'm going to stop growing and it'll stop hurting. And lo and behold, I am the height that I'm at. I've been this height for about 6 years. And when I lace up my shoes to play basketball, volleyball, whatever I'm doing, I don't have the same pain anymore. And what would have happened if I never had that pain? I'd probably be about, give or take, 4 to 6 inches shorter. And I had that pain, and it was something that I had to go through. It was a tribulation, but I gained something from it. And I'm different today than I was before. That does not mean that I'm any better or worse, but I'm different. There are a lot of things in life that will make you different than you were yesterday. I said a few examples before. One example that comes to my mind is the end of a relationship. And that doesn't have to be romantic. It can be friendship. It can be a family relationship. It could be a romantic relationship. And those things change you so heavily. When you spend time with somebody, when you love somebody, when you laugh with somebody, you change. That is something that we don't think about very often. One thing that I'm sure everybody has heard is that you are the sum of your 5 closest friends. I mean, that's kind of a give or take kind of situation. Like, you are not those people necessarily because you have other people in your life. But it is undeniable that you are a product of your environment. And when you are taken away from one of those elements of your environment, say a friend, a family member, a romantic partner, you change. Your environment changes and you change. And change is difficult. But is change bad? That's something that we don't stop and think about. We can all agree that pain hurts. Pain is painful. Pain is pain, right? Our brain knows pain. Our brain knows hurt. Our brain knows right now because it's taught us to survive. Our brain just keeps us alive. It does not want to keep us happy. It just wants to keep us living. But we are not meant to just be living. That is animalistic. And I think most of us, hopefully all of us, can agree that we may be just slightly, maybe just a little bit different than animals. Now that we've established that maybe we're not just meant to be living. Let's talk about the other aspects of pain. The good, the bad, and the happy. Pain can be so good for you. And this is what I mean. Think about the movie WALL-E. Remember how all the people would be on their little scooters, on their little transportation machines, they'd be going around, and what was their life? What did they do? They didn't have any challenges, they didn't have any obstacles. Their life was static. It was unchanging, it was unmoving. But we have such a great opportunity when it comes to pain because it changes us for the better. When we run through obstacles, we become stronger, right? So why can't we be happy about pain? If we know that it's good for us, why can't we embrace the suffering? Why can't we be happy in the moment because we know what waits us on the other end? Next time you're in pain, don't get so caught up in the moment. Your brain wants to. It's human. It's your tendency. That's what it wants you to do. But think about how much better you'll be as a person on the other end of that pain. Think about the prosperity and the joy that waits you at the other end. Don't think about right now. Don't let yourself spiral. Get out of your head. Live life. Embrace that suffering. Be happy. And I will see you in the next one. Have a good one, guys.